The Brotherhood of Steel, the Islamic Strategic Alliance. For a long time, global media has fed us the same grand geopolitical narrative. Pakistan is the ultimate nuclear bodyguard of the Middle East, standing guard with its finger on the trigger, waiting to defend Saudi Arabia from regional threats. Yeah, well, except it's not about the jets, it's not about the nukes, and it's definitely not about Iran. It's about a cow's breakfast. Welcome back to Clearly Ambiguous. Today we are looking under the hood of one of the most bizarre, transactional, and beautifully cynical relationships in modern geopolitics. Because while you think Riyadh and Islamabad are drawing battle plans for World War III, what they're actually doing is exchanging Pakistan's actual literal water supply for cold hard cash needed to keep multi-billion-dollar military rivalry alive on the Indian border. To understand this deal, we have to start with Saudi Arabia's biggest, most terrifying enemy. It's not a rival nation, something far more ruthless: thermodynamics. Saudi Arabia has unlimited oil, unlimited cash, and precisely zero permanent rivers. For decades, the kingdom tried a bold strategy to achieve food independence. They decided to grow wheat in the middle of a desert using ancient, non renewable underground aquifers. It looked glorious on satellite imagery, giant green circles in a sea of sand. It was a masterpiece of engineering, an absolute disaster for ecology. By the early 2010s, Riyadh realized they had drained centuries worth of water just to grow a few loaves of bread. The government looked at the math, panicked, and banned domestic wheat cultivation. But Saudis still needed to eat. More importantly, Saudi cows still need to eat alfalfa, a grass so thirsty it practically drinks from a fire hose. So, how do you feed your country when you have no water? Simple. You outsource your environment. Enter the sovereign wealth strategy. Now, if you want to lease millions of acres of fertile land to grow food for another country, you need a stable long-term business partner. A partner that won't get voted out in the next election. A partner with permanent institutional permanence. So who do Saudis call? The civilian government? Please. They change prime ministers like iPhone cases in Pakistan. To make this smooth and bypass annoying little thing called the bureaucratic red tape, Pakistan set up SIFC, the Special Investment Facilitation Council. It's a beautifully corporate name for a hybrid civil-military council where top generals hold the actual keys. Through military-backed corporate farming giants like Fongro, the establishment can hand over massive tracts of state land to foreign investors without a single pesky protest or environmental lawsuit getting in the way. The deal is brilliantly simple. Saudi entities like SALIC or SALIC bring billions of dollars. The Pakistani military infrastructure provides the land, the security, and the water from the Indus Basin. The crops are grown, harvested, and packed, and immediately shipped straight to the Gulf to feed the Saudi dairy cows. Riyadh effectively imports Pakistan's water supply, neatly packaged as green fodder. But what does Rawalpindi get out of this green paradise? Why would a country facing its own severe domestic food inflation and intense water stress give its agriculture yield to a wealthy Gulf state? Because hard cash is the ultimate strategic weapon. Right across the eastern border, India is sitting on a defense budget hovering around $80 billion. They are buying state-of-the-art jet fighters, building blue water navies, and modernizing their tech. For Pakistan's military establishment, keeping pace with that kind of economic juggernaut while the domestic Pakistani economy is on life support is a mathematical nightmare. The military cannot buy advanced hardware or maintain conventional military parity with India on an empty stomach and a collapsed currency. Every $1 billion Saudi Arabia dumps into these corporate farming projects, and every billion they deposit in Pakistan's central bank to stop a default acts as pure financial oxygen. It stabilizes the macroeconomy just enough so the state doesn't go bankrupt, ensuring the military apparatus can keep its focus, its funding, and its deployment razor sharp along the line of control. It's a perfect barter. Saudi Arabia buys its physical survival via food security. The Pakistani military buys its strategic staying power via Saudi cash. So the next time you see a headline about a grand strategic mutual defense agreement or a joint military exercise between Riyadh and Islamabad, remember the unwritten fine print. It was never a grand ideological crusade to protect the Gulf from geopolitical rivals. It is a highly practical, hyper transactional corporate swap. Pakistan's elite provides the natural resources of a water stressed population to feed the Gulf, and in return, the Gulf provides the financial lifeline required to keep a regional military rivalry alive. Geopolitics isn't written in scripts of honor, it's written in supply chains, aquifers, and bank balances. So stay skeptical, stay sharp, and we'll see you in next time on Clearly Ambiguous. Thank you for watching.